Hello everybody, and welcome to Sakura Angels. Yes, I know. This is such a fucking cliched game, but it's fucking worth a shot. And plus I need something other than the other games I'm doing. So, let's dive right in. Every night, I have the same dream. Every night, I'm always brought back to this place without fail. And then every morning I'll wake up with no memory of this place at all until the next time I fall asleep. Not a single night has went by without my consciousness being dragged into this abyss. This realm devoid of light, so much that I can't even see my hand from my face, no matter how desperately I wave it. The concept of sound is just as absent. My steps silent, and my distressed cry is swallowed by the bordering darkness as quickly as they have left my mouth. I'm in a bleak, barren wasteland of nothingness. Spending any prolonged amount of time here begins to make me doubt even my own existence. Yet despite feeling suffocated by striking absence of anything, I know I'm not alone. Something is watching me, stalking me from the shadows. I can't say for sure what it is, but every once in a while I'll catch sight of something from the corner of my view. A pair of burning, bright eyes fixated purely on me. They hate me, despise me. There's an overwhelming sense of animosity radiating from whoever they belong to. I know they want nothing more than to lash out and attack me, but something is holding them back. A force they truly despise. Invisible chains that bind and restrict them from the one thing that is on their mind. First time I began dreaming about this place, the eyes were distant, like glimmering stars. But with each passing night, the eyes seemed to inch ever closer and shine ever brighter. I think whatever force has been holding them from me is beginning to fade. What will happen if these eyes reach me? I shudder to think. I know it's just a dream, so I shouldn't be afraid, but everything I experience here is so vivid. None of the usual murky haze that shrouds such dreamlike environments seem to exist here at all. I have perfect clarity. I can feel the stagnant, freezing air all around me, enough to incite a shiver out of me every once in a while. Since I'm so used to this dream, I know how it'll end. I'll wad through the darkness for what seems like eternity, never finding anything until the morning finally comes and pulls me out of this nightmare. At least, that was how it usually ended. Something is different tonight. Those hateful, burning eyes always kept out of sight before. I'm suddenly confronted by them. Never before have they been so close. Never before have I stared straight back into them. Their narrowed, piercing gaze roots me into the spot, and a shooting pain surges through me. I can't move. I can't breathe. Then from out the darkness a crooked smile spreads, just as sinister as the eyes. So close. I can practically taste the freedom. I don't know whether to voice this or not. It won't be long now. Enjoy the peace while you can, boy, for your days are numbered. And then everything shall change. That's not ominous at all. No, I'm gonna be fucking talking this whole thing. I still forget a drink. Ugh. My head is killing me. These morning migraines are the worst. Every morning without fail, I always wake up to a sensation not unlike my skull being pounded by a jackhammer. Thump, thump, thump. It's almost like a heartbeat. I feel like my head is going to split open. It's weird though, because even though the pain is so intense, it never lasts long. In the space it takes me to get up and head for school, the pain is usually reduced to a dull throb at the back of the skull by then. So it isn't too much of a hassle in the grand scheme of things. But it certainly isn't a fun way to wake up. I just find it odd how consistent it seems to be. Anyway, Enough pondering these weird mysteries. It's time to tackle the day! After a moment of wrestling with my blanket, I swing my legs around and drag myself out of bed. A quick look at my bedside clock tells me it's still early. Too early. If I had it my way, the world wouldn't start until at least a good way into the afternoon. But sadly, life isn't that wonderful. Pulling back the curtains to let the light flood into my room, I suppressed the urge to let out a hiss, almost blinding myself in the process. Too bright. The rest of my time getting ready is spent fighting with a uniform, a tie becoming all the more problematic to put on when you're half asleep. Oh god, I think I've actually got my hand stuck in it. Almost choking myself to death in the most pathetic fight ever. I finished putting on the tie, the rest of the uniform complying peacefully with me. I nailed the funny comb. I settled for just flattening my hair down with my hands. Blinking into the mirror, I'm left staring back at someone with messy black hair. It's close enough. Somewhat dressed and somewhat ready, I stumble out of my room, my legs still not fully awake. Uneven steps carry me dangerously down the stairs, and I soon emerge into the kitchen. I'm greeted by silence. The kitchen is empty, a familiar scene for me. My parents are what you might call workaholics. Basically, they spend more time at their respective jobs than they ever do here. I only ever get to catch them during the evening while we're eating, and then everyone is off to bed and the cycle repeats. Don't get me wrong, I understand they have to work in order to keep us living comfortably, so I don't hate them for it. It just gets, I don't know, lonely? Oh well. There's no use him moping about it. It's been like this for years, so I don't know why I'm getting all emotional about it now. The plus side of them not being around is that I quickly had to learn how to cook for myself. It's amazing how fast you can adapt to that sort of stuff when you're starving. I don't think I have enough time for anything fancy to eat for breakfast, so I'll just set up for toast. You can never go wrong with toast. Okay, you might be able to go wrong with toast. I have sudden traumatic flashbacks to when the toaster erupted in flames. What a day that was. But I've learned from my mistakes now. It won't happen a third time. The toaster went into flames, what the hell. Having devoured the only slightly charred toast, I sling my bag over my shoulder before starting for the front door. I give the empty house one last look over before opening the front door. It's kind of depressing to have no one to say goodbye to. But again, this has been the same for every weekday morning since forever ago. There's nobody walking around, that's weird. The sun is shining high in a cloudless sky, birds are chirping overhead, waves of students are passing by, happily chatting with one another as they all make their way to school. There are people around, I'm shocked. It's all so horrible. I'm not much of a morning person, I can't even begin to fathom how everyone can be so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed right now. I mean, it's taking all my willpower just to be able to put a foot in front of the other without just crumpling to the ground. I just have to hope that the breakfast kicks in and gives me energy before I'm forced to literally drag myself through the school gates. ... Okay, the music's kind of thing. While keeping my head down, my eyes glued to the ground, as I soldiered on, I suddenly noticed the vibrant atmosphere from before is gone. Silence has completely taken over. My steps are the only thing making any noise. The air is still. Huh. That's a bit strange. Bringing my head up, I met with an unsettling sight. The street is deserted. No students, no cars, and even the cheerful chirping of the birds is gone. What? I hurry on forward, hoping to at least run into somebody. Anyone. Even the sun's once golden rays seem muted, the world tinged in a dreary tones. But there still isn't a cloud in the sky. Okay, this is definitely starting to freak me out. I need to just... A splitting pain shoots through my head, stopping in my tracks. Like a searing poker being thrust through my skull. A headache? Now? Nothing is making any sense. Desperately trying to keep myself upright, and as I clutch a hand to my head, I stagger forwards. Unlike the hags from before that gradually died down, this one only seems to be getting worse. Thump, thump, thump. It won't stop at all. I'm brought to my knees. I can hardly even think straight. My head is threatening to explode at any moment. And then, through gritted teeth and a pained expression, I see it. Something that shouldn't exist, yet clearly does, as confirmed by my own terrified eyes. A monster. That's the only word that can come to my scrambled mind. A hulking, grotesque mass of flesh with gnarled fangs and red, silted eyes, seething with hate. The closest thing I can relate it to would be a dog, but no dog I know of is 3 times the size as me, form practically eclipsing the sun. Snores with flared nostrils, something like steam being exhaled out. Given its stance and the fact it's blocking my way, I can only assume it's here for me, but why? What the hell is it? Where did it come from? Why does it want me? 1,000,001 questions raced in my head, but I doubt I'm going to get any answers from this thing. The only thing I can do when presented with such odds, and that is to stand my ground or flee. I'm not going to be a coward, I think, so I will stand my guard. Of course. I don't know what the hell this thing is, or why something appeared before me, but I'm not going to let it take me down without a fight. Ignoring the pain that threatens to consume my skull, I straighten myself up and stare right back into the hateful eyes of the beast. Then, tightening a fist, I lash out like lightning, my fist connecting with his head cleanly as a solid impact. Take this, foul beast! Wham. Okay, no. Bad idea. That did nothing. In fact, it looks even angrier than it did before now. All I managed to do is bruise my own fist. I hope I haven't broken anything. I reel back from my brutal attack, giving the fist in question a good shake. It still sings. How? Now what did I do? My blazing surprise attack was met with a complete indifference. Now I think it's too late to run, as the creature is gearing itself up for a charge. Its front legs digging the ground. This might have been a mistake. I tried to turn tail and began running, but the beast kicks off of the ground straight towards me. There's nothing else I can do. I brace myself as best I can for the inevitable bone-shattering impact. Right before the beast can connect with me and bring my life to a grisly end, a dazzling radiant light floods my vision, engulfing both me and the monster. The beast stops in its tracks, a guttural cry escaping it before it evaporates before my own eyes. What the hell just happened? Geez, that was a close one. Are you okay? A cheerful voice chirps. A welcome sound after the terrors of that thing. Don't talk to him. We have to leave before... And then another voice that's less cheerful. In fact, they sound angry more than anything. Holy boobs! The light soon fades, revealing my saviors with humongous titties. Though, this is definitely the last thing I was expecting. 2 girls, roughly my age, stand before me. I blinked several times while scrubbing my eyes, hoping that things might make a little more sense. This can't be real. I'm having more trouble believing these girls are actually standing before me than I did the monster. Wielding weapons and costumes taken straight out of a fantasy book, it's all a bit much for my brain to attempt to process. What? My name is Kenta! Cool! What the heck was that? A shadow. The more cheerful of the two simply says that to me, her stance relaxing some. Huh? Was that supposed to explain everything? I glance down at my feet, where my own shadow stretches, but the girl bursts into a giggle. I'm gonna let them talk first, and I'm gonna do it. Not your own shadow, silly. That thing we just took care of, which you're welcome for, by the way, is what we call a shadow. The physical manifestation of all the hatred and negative emotions that might lurk in one's heart. Normally they're not. Sorry about that. Okay. Normally they're not so aggressive during the day, though. It was really out for you. We're usually pretty good at nabbing them before they get to you, but that one completely took us by surprise. I'm happy we got here in time. You're not her, are you? No, I'm fine, but... As if things weren't bad enough, we had to reveal ourselves to him. Now you're just casually blabbing away things that no normal person should have a right to know. Have you lost your mind? I'm cut short by the more aggressive looking of the pair, whose expression has grown darker and darker as the cheerful one has spoken. Looking like she's unable to take it anymore, she exploded, causing both of us to jump. Aw, but he looks so confused. And now that I've seen one of the shadows firsthand, don't you think it's a little too late for us to just quietly slip back into the shadows? Her eyes narrow into a frightening glare. It's clear she isn't happy, but I don't think she has anything to counter that. The fact that I understand what they're saying before I can even read the freaking translations is pretty good. See? You worry too much. Well, I tell him what he needs to know. Nothing more, nothing less. The upbeat girl brings her attention back to me, a sparkle in her eye. I don't know where to end, to be honest here. Right, so Kenta, where were we? Oh my, she used my name. Wait. How do you know my name? Huh? Oh, whoops. She puts a hand to her mouth as if to try and take back the words. The questions continue to pile up, and I still haven't gotten any answers. You idiot. Whap. The serious one wraps her fist against the other's head, who sticks her tongue out in a sort of tee-hee my bad kind of way. So, you guys know me. I've never seen them in my life, and given how they look, I definitely like to remember them. Well, we don't know you personally, but we've been watching over you for a while now. You've become quite the point of interest recently, you know? Me? Wait, you're like stalkers? What the heck did I ever do to get so much attention? As far as I know, I'm just an average student who lives an average life, doing average things. After this, I guess I really can't call my life anymore. Can't really go into details because, you know, top secret and all, but let's just say it's not our best interest for you to fall into the wrong hands. Am I the one noticing how, like, the rays of light are actually, you know, lightening up and all like a drowse? Really notice. You wouldn't believe how much effort we've been putting into keeping you safe, you know. Actually, I'm kind of relieved we finally get to meet, so you can finally appreciate all our hard work. She beams at me, leaning in, perhaps just a little bit too close. Dim titties, though. She's throwing so much at me here, I can hardly think straight. Just who the heck are you guys? Oh. She falls deep into thought, her nose scrunching up. Featuring that, I'm gonna end it here today, so hope you like, subscribe, share if you want. Give me suggestions on what you want me to play, because, you know, I'm always looking for new games. So, I'll see you next time, my lovelies.